stock markets had risen in a very long time to above that 1% mark. We were wondering whether the sun will shine on the Wall Street this morning, and it seems, yeah, it is a little cloudy, but the clouds do have a silver lining, and the markets are open in the positive this morning. In fact, the Sensex and the Nifty are both up marginally. It's a gap up opening, about 0.1%, 0.2% respectively for the Nifty and the Sensex. Remember, yesterday was the big day when markets were for the first time reacting to the GST reforms that Prime Minister Modi had spoken about in his 15th August Independence Day speech. But this morning, we are seeing that the momentum is continuing, even though some investors had taken profits off the table towards the end of closing hours yesterday in the market. Let's look at the Nifty 50 heat map and try and see which are the sectors which are adding to the gains this morning and which are the stocks specifically which are adding to the momentum. And it seems to be Reliance is on fire this morning. The stock is up almost 2%, 1.9% or so in early trade. Similar story coming in from Bharti Airtel as well. The stock is up about 1.7% or so in early trade. But not too much news coming in by way of the banking sector or the IT sector, but some profit booking quite evident in the auto space. Mahindra and Mahindra stocks are down about 1.3% or so after the rally that the stock saw yesterday. Remember, Maruti Suzuki also intraday was up almost 9% or so at some point, and the stock today is trading down about 0.5% or so. Avinash Gorakshakar is here to decode what to expect in the day and in coming days. Avinash Gorakshakar, good morning. Thank you so much for your time this morning. First of all, I want to understand from you, the weather in Mumbai does not seem to be in sync with the mood on the Lal Street.
Yeah, good morning, Kartik. I think weather in Mumbai has been, extremely volatile, just like the markets. And I think, we are enjoying the monsoon in Mumbai, I think, after a very long time.
Yeah.
So I think let's hope, I think the rains have to stop moderately because otherwise traffic in Mumbai becomes a big chaotic kind of problem,
Yeah.
especially for people who start for their office pretty
Right.
early, in the morning. So I
Right.
think nice weather, but I think next 1 or 2 days are critical. If we continue to see this kind of rain, maybe we will see another big kind of traffic chaos in a city like Mumbai.
Right, of course. But traffic on the Lal Street seems to be in the fast lane this morning. In fact, stocks of Reliance as well as Bharti Airtel are up significantly. What's really going on? In fact, as you're speaking right now, Reliance Industries is up about 2% or so. What's driving this growth this morning in Reliance Industries?
Well, I think, Kartik, my guess is that Reliance AGM is very nearby. I don't
Right.
remember the date. I think just ahead of the meeting, markets are obviously expecting that some big announcement would be made. As traditionally, all of us are aware, the Reliance AGM is a big affair. And markets keenly await the commentary from the top management on all the businesses. And this time, it's going to be the retail business, which most people are indicating that there could be some indications of some value unlocking. On the
Right.
telecom side, of course, there could be a little bit of more time, for this business to get unlocked. But I think overall, on the digital side, on the geo business side, geo finance business side, what are the key developments? I think these are things which the markets are keenly awaiting. So I think this is probably the reason the stock has actually attracted attention today.
And of course, another telecom player this morning also happens to be Bharti Airtel. And Bharti Airtel is also up significantly, about 1.8, 1.9%. It was up about 2% at some point. Is there something happening in the telecom sector? Could it be on the news reports that MTNL's default has risen to about 8,600 crore rupees or so? Is this an anticipation that there is likely to be an exodus of MTNL users, which is a small chunk of the telecom users overall, to Jio or Airtel? Could this also be something playing out on markets this morning?
Uh, and I don't think, Karthik, because clearly in terms of subscriber additions on its own, Jio and Bharti Airtel have actually done a very strong kind of performance. And I think markets are possibly looking at the fact that ARPUs in the recent quarter were quite good. My sense is once the 5G rollout gets faster traction, you're going to see the ARPUs getting better. So I think markets are expecting that maybe the July to September quarter could be a much better performance. And the overall sentiment has got a significant boost, after the Prime Minister's speech on 15th August, that GST cuts are going to be quite wide. I was just listening to your conversation earlier. There could be a cutback in the GST number, in the initial short term. But in the longer term, I think, as everyone is aware, that India is a consumption economy. And obviously, as, the consumption grows, On a higher base also, I would say that the GST traction could be quite healthy. But yes, in the short term, we could see a little bit of tad drop in GST revenues by the government. But longer term, I think it's a very good measure, because obviously lower prices drives consumption, and that itself is going to be a big demand driver. And that is exactly what we are seeing in the last couple of days.
Right. Let's shift focus now, or shift gears, if I can call it that, Avinash, to the auto sector. And auto sector saw massive gains yesterday on the announcement of GST reforms. In fact, 28% GST likely to be cut to 18%, obviously sent investors on a roll. But this morning, a lot of profits being taken off the table. Mahindra & Mahindra is down about 0.9% or so. Maruti Suzuki is down. It was down about half a percentage. It's now down about 0.36% or so. So what's your read on the auto sector from here?
No, I think, Kartik, the biggest beneficiary of the GST cut would be the automotive sector, and specifically the passenger car, the utility vehicle, tractor sector. So I think, that was one big sentimental move which we saw yesterday. Today we are seeing some profit booking, and there have been some reports that, whatever GST cut has been announced, unless there is a input tax credit, there could be a little bit of more incremental tax for these, companies. So I think, let us wait and watch for the final numbers to come out. But definitely, I am quite sure that this is going to be a big booster shot and a sentimental booster for the automotive sector, which was lying low for a long time. So I think to that extent, I think, companies like Tata Motors, companies like Ashok Leyland, Mahindra and Mahindra, two-wheeler companies, I think definitely the second half looks to be quite promising. Of course, when this GST tax rate change, will become effective, we have got to
Right.
see. But definitely market is rewarding that.